Did you know that the first sign of a problem for 50% of people that die from heart disease is that they die from a heart attack? These people get no prior warning before it's too late. It's pretty scary, right? That's why we want to empower you with the knowledge on how to avoid heart attacks. I'm sure you're already aware that limiting fried foods and sugary drinks is a great start for a healthy heart. But what about other foods that appear healthy? Have you considered that some healthy foods might be wreaking havoc on your arteries? These can be foods with labels such as heart healthy, low fat, and sugar free. In this video, we'll expose those so-called heart healthy foods and reveal the top 6 worst foods for heart attacks. But before you get the inside scoop on the top 6 surprising worst foods for heart attacks, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to Heart Disease Code. We've got amazing new content each week. And also stick around because later in this video, we'll show you how to receive 2 free gifts on us. Number 6. Bread. You might enjoy a slice of toast in the morning or a low-fat turkey sandwich for lunch and probably feel good about your choices. But could eating bread be just as bad as consuming a packet of candy? Bread, whether whole grain or white, could be causing more problems than you might think. But why is this? What most people don't realize is that the flour of bread contains a type of carbohydrate called amylopectin A, which is quickly broken down into glucose that significantly increases blood sugar. Every time we eat bread and spike our blood sugar, our insulin levels also go up. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, where our organs and muscles no longer respond to the hormone insulin as effectively. Thus, the pancreas, which makes insulin, then increases production of it to compensate. When this happens, it can lead to weight gain and difficulty losing weight, as well as putting the body into a state of inflammation. All things that can put you at a higher risk of heart attacks. Furthermore, cardiologist Dr. William Davis explains that when glucose is created from the digestion of amylopectin A, it's converted to triglycerides in the liver. Triglycerides then enter the bloodstream as very low-density lipoproteins, or VLDL for short, which then, through a series of steps, leads to the formation of plaques building up inside our arteries. Aside from the negative impact of cholesterol, there are other problems associated with eating bread. This is due to the fact that they contain PHYTATES. PHYTATES bind to positively charged minerals in the gut, causing you to eliminate calcium, magnesium, iron, and zinc, thus decreasing the absorption of these minerals. Minerals which are essential for the health of our blood and heart. Magnesium is especially important as it plays a role in blood pressure regulation by helping to relax blood vessels, allowing blood to flow easily. Bread products are also one of the American Heart Association's Salty 6, or the 6th largest sources of sodium in the American diet. High levels of sodium in the diet are associated with an increase in blood pressure. High blood pressure being one of the main risk factors for heart attacks. Finally, breads, whether white or whole grain, create opioid peptides in the brain that stimulate appetite. This means that it's easy to overeat and to crave more and more bread products. Having cravings for food like this can cause significant weight gain over time, which is another risk factor for heart disease. The next food on our list often has a heart-healthy logo along with claims of low-fat, whole grain on the packaging. Ironically, the first listed ingredient is often refined grains and sugar. Can you guess what it is? Number 5, breakfast cereal. Take a look at the nutrition panel on a breakfast cereal. Now, it might be low on fat, but does it have more than 8 grams of sugar per serving to make up for the low fat level? Many do. Dietary fat was the enemy for so many years. However, some experts agree that a diet high in added sugar may be more of a threat, as it contributes to obesity, inflammation, high cholesterol, and diabetes, all of which are risk factors for heart disease. We've already discussed the problems with grains when we looked at the negative effects of eating bread. However, most breakfast cereals not only contain grains, but also added sugar too. Therefore, we're getting a double whammy of blood sugar increasing ingredients. Unfortunately, sugar is the most addictive food in the world. And reports show in America 25% of the population's calorie consumption comes from added sugar. Breakfast cereals contain up to 10 grams of sugar per cup serving, but most adults would easily eat 2 cups in one sitting, thus putting their sugar intake at about 20 grams for breakfast alone. When we consider that the recommended amount for women is no more than 24 grams per day, it would appear that many people are eating dessert for breakfast. A 2011 report by the Environmental Working Group, EWG, examined some of the most popular breakfast cereals consumed by children. They found that a 1-cup serving often contains more sugar than 3 chocolate chip cookies. Starting the day with a high sugar breakfast cereal will spike your blood sugar and insulin levels. And as we've already mentioned, high blood sugar and insulin greatly increases your risk of a cardiac event. A 2014 study showed that sugar caused cardiovascular disease, and people who ate the most sugar had an increased death rate of 250%. Next, we come to our number 4 worst food for heart attacks, and that is reduced fat salad dressings. These dressings may appear to be healthy. After all, they're low fat and they go with the salad. So what could go wrong? Well, a lot could go wrong. You see, when fat is removed, sugar and salt are typically added to maintain the taste. This then creates a food that will spike your blood sugar levels, plus an increased intake of sodium, which is bad news for blood pressure. It's also important to know that eating a high-fat diet doesn't necessarily cause heart disease. Instead, as we've already mentioned, increasing evidence is pointing towards processed foods and sugars. Interestingly, some cardiologists have noted that fats only cause a rise in LDL cholesterol when eaten with sugar or carbohydrates. Once carbs and sugars are minimized, eating fat has little effect on our lipoproteins. So why not skip the low-fat salad dressing and enjoy extra virgin olive oil with lemon juice on your salad instead? Both of these have great cardioprotective qualities as they won't send your blood sugar soaring. We're about to learn about an ingredient that's so deadly even the Food and Drug Administration has banned it. But unfortunately, it can still be found in some foods. But first, if you can't get enough of these tips for avoiding heart attacks, then why not download our free ebook, The Surprising Truth About Fat and Cholesterol. And if you'd really like to understand the full picture for fighting and preventing heart disease, why not check out episode 1 of the Untold Story of Heart Disease documentary series. Both gifts are free and waiting for you now. Just click the link in the description below. Number 3, microwavable popcorn. Popcorn seems like a great snack for kids and adults alike. It can be low in calories, low in fat, and if choosing the savory variety, it can even be free from added sugar. But unfortunately, this snack can contain a sneaky ingredient. An ingredient that's one of the worst offenders for increasing the risk for heart attacks. It's trans fats, or otherwise known as partially hydrogenated oils. This type of fat has been banned in the United States and must be under 0.5 grams per serving in manufactured foods. However, it can still be found in certain foods, especially in popcorn products. The reason is that manufacturers have historically used partially hydrogenated oil in their microwavable popcorn due to its high melting point. This keeps the oil solid until the popcorn is microwaved. Although extremely convenient, it's not so convenient when we consider the harmful effects these oils have on our health. Trans fats go through a process called hydrogenation. They have hydrogen ions pumped into them, altering their structure, turning them into a highly toxic heart disease promoting compound. The process of adding hydrogen atoms to these vegetable oils is done to stabilize them, make them last longer on the shelf. Studies show that for every 2% increase of calories from trans fat consumption daily, the risk for heart disease rises by 23%. Eating trans fats has also been linked with increased harmful HDL cholesterol along with a decrease in LDL cholesterol. That's the good cholesterol. It also promotes inflammation, which in turn creates the perfect environment for heart disease, type 2 diabetes, strokes, and other chronic conditions. Another source of trans fats is from our number 2 worst food, margarine. Many brands of margarine come with the promise of lowering cholesterol. This, of course, would make you assume that it's heart healthy. But with some brands still containing small amounts of trans fats, you might want to think again before consuming margarine. Even those without trans fats still have the issue with the processing of the oils. These oils undergo intense refining to create this butter-like product. They're also exposed to high heat and light. When these fats are exposed to these things, they can become rancid. This then alters their structure. These oils contain omega-3 fats, which are an important part of the membrane of the cells in your body. However, when these fats are altered, which is the case with rancid vegetable oils found in margarine, it causes dysfunction in our cells and disease starts to form in the body. This dysfunction can especially affect the inner linings of our arteries, which of course is bad for heart disease. As Marion Nestle from New York University said, margarine is nothing more than a man-made synthetic fat substitute with little or no nutritional value. The final food on our list contains another synthetic ingredient which also has detrimental effects on health. But before we uncover our number 1 worst food, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Heart Disease Code. Also be sure to grab both of your 2 free gifts, The Truth About Fat and Cholesterol ebook and episode 1 of the untold story of heart disease by clicking the link in the description below. Number 1. Diet drinks. You might think that diet drinks are a great way to lower calories, sugar intake, and the risk of conditions such as diabetes and heart disease. And although you would be right concerning the low calorie and low sugar intake, the same can't be said of a lower risk for heart disease. But why is this? One of the issues is when people swap a sugary beverage for one with a 0-calorie sweetener, they often make up for it by eating more at the next meal. Researchers believe that artificial sweeteners stimulate hunger hormones. They also alter sweet taste receptors and trigger dopamine responses in the brain. Studies have indicated that chemicals and artificial sweeteners in diet soda can also alter gastrointestinal bacteria, thus making people more prone to gaining weight. Furthermore, studies show that people who consume the most of these sweeteners double their risk of diabetes and abnormal blood lipids, both huge risk factors for heart disease. One study looked at 2,564 individuals over the age of 40. They were followed for 10 years, and the study showed that those who drank diet soda daily increased their risk of stroke by 48%. And vascular disorders by 61% compared to those who did not drink diet soda. The theme here seems to be no matter what disease you're aiming to avoid, think twice about the foods made with chemicals. Instead, aim for whole foods that our ancestors would have eaten, and you'll be setting yourself up for a long, healthy life. So there you have our 6 surprising worst foods for avoiding a heart attack. Which foods do you think are the worst for your heart health? Let us know in the comment section below. And make sure to stay tuned to Heart Disease Code to discover more wonderful nutrition and wellness insights. And once again, don't leave without grabbing both of your 2 free gifts. Just click the link below. Thanks for watching and have a heart healthy day.